What's going on, guys? It's your boy Billy Chuck coming at you with episode 7. Billy Chuck's 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I got something special for you lined up. Let's go. In tonight's episode, we're going to focus on the 3 greatest frontmen in metal. Let's go. My number 3 greatest frontmen in metal would have to go to Mr. Philip H. Anselmo from the legendary metal band Pantera. So, Phil Anselmo, right? Phil was conceived June 30th, 1968, and he hails from New Orleans, Louisiana. But real quick, I just want to mention one thing, real quick. Uh, Phil Anselmo got the words Phil Core fucking tattooed on his fingers, and I do believe that he got that fucking tattoo as a kid. Phil Core. So you knew what he was destined to do. Big things. But he is best known as the lead singer for Pantera, Down, and Superjoint Ritual. And most of you may already know this, but he is also the owner of the very successful Housecore Records. Film, in my mind, and I'm sure it's the same way for many, but he has got to be one of the greatest frontmen in fucking metal history. I honestly think what drew me into Phil as a kid was mainly his attitude, his fucking stronger than all mentality, the punch you in the mouth persona. Like he almost seemed godlike on stage. I fucking adored that man.
Windows are closing, keep me locked away. No chances given to find myself today. My time of aging.
After Pantera, well, maybe even a little bit during, Phil started the side project Down in 91. Phil also started the hardcore band Superjoint Ritual in the early 90s, later to be joined by Hank Williams III. Phil started the metal band Christ Inversion in 94. Now, this band was a brief black metal project where he played guitar under the alias Anton Crowley. The name Anton Crowley is taken from Aleister Crowley, which is a British occultist, and Anton LaVey, founder and high priest of the Church of Satan. Phil started in 98. In 1998, Phil started the band Ibon, and that band was a supergroup which Phil was doing from 98 to 2000. Motherfucker still with me? Just checking. So, Phil then started the band Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals in 2011. In May 2016, Phil would be fronting a new band called Scour. Um, Believe it or not, that band had members from Pig Destroyer, Cattle Decapitation, Animosity, and Strong Intention. So now this is when I decide, like Phil, like it's in his DNA, bro. Straight up. And you know what? Now this is the time in Phil's music career that he decided to try a different route. And he started the band N Minor. Now, Phil has said that this band is influenced by the artists of the classic 80s gothic rock period. That they are different. That's for sure.
Windows are closing, keep me locked away. No chances given.
All right, you motherfuckers. My number two would have to go to Mrs. Alyssa White Blues from the metal band Arch Enemy. Let's go. All right, guys. Alyssa, back in 2004, she formed the band The Agonist, but then I guess the band then was known as Tempest. She was given the fucking boot out of that band when uh, Arch Enemy offered her a spot, but ultimately she expressed her interest for singing in both bands at once. She is a fucking beast. But I wonder if Alyssa and the band that fired her are still on good terms or not. That's just stupid shit I think about. But anywho, on March 17th of 2014, um, Arch Enemy said that Alyssa would be replacing their former vocalist, the girl that oh I adore this girl, Miss Angela Gasol, the old singer. But Alyssa signed a deal with Napalm Records in 2016 to release her debut solo album, Alyssa. But in addition to her music career, Alyssa also had a voice acting where she voiced the Swarm Hunters in Gears 5. Apparently, she's been in a relationship with Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein, the guitarist of the Misfits. I never knew that, but they've been together apparently since 2014. Where the fuck was I under a rock? Anyway, she was raised in a family of vegetarian and has been a vegan since '98. She follows a straight edge lifestyle, which in my opinion is boring, but hey, to each their own. She identifies as an atheist and considers herself opposed to religion, but that she said it doesn't mean that she hates religious people or it doesn't mean she's opposed to them. She has just different ideals. But now, apparently, Alyssa is also a fan of classical music. She is also a fan of 90s grunge music, such as Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden. She said, and I quote, I know a lot of people hate it, but I love the simplicity, the stripped down, honest songs, and the mistakes. She's talking about the 90s grunge scene. But she said on Nirvana's On Nirvana's live album, for example, she loves hearing the fuck ups, out of tune guitars, and the cracks in the voice. Real shit, not computer fucking crafted perfection. She stated that punk rock and hardcore punk are linked to her social values. In a 2018 interview, she said she's been vegan for about 18 years, but that she had engaged in animal rights activism since fucking childhood. She also received a Libby Award from PETA for her work in an international campaign advocating against the hunting of Canadian seals. In 2023, she posed as a mermaid in a PETA anti-fishing ad campaign. She also appears in the documentary Punk Rock Vegan Movie by Movie, which was released in February 2020. All right, you guys, my number one best metal frontman today has got to be fucking Alex Terrible from the metal band Slaughter to Prevail. That's metal frontman. He takes the cake. This guy is so fucking brutal that there's videos of him. I'm pretty sure he does it at every show, but he drops the mic and just screams into the crowd. And it's been told that you can hear him many rows back. Who does that? Have you heard his low growl? I want to know how them noises come out of a human. But anyways, Alexander Shikalai, also known as Alex the Terrible, he is a Russian singer who sings in both Russian and English, and he got his start from doing vocal covers of various metal songs. But he is the frontman of Slaughter to Prevail, an alternative metal band, Scumsters. Now, right off the bat, I just want to say this motherfucker wrestled a goddamn grizzly bear. You can't tick all the way right stairs if that's what you want to do, bro. But hey, to each his own. But he said uh he wants to put Slaughter to Prevail and Alex Terrible, the names in music history, because he doesn't want to be a regular deathcore or death metal band. He wants to do something crazy. He is a poster child for all things extreme. He is fucking covered in tattoos, rarely wears a shirt, and wrestles, like I said, wrestles a 600-pound grizzly bear in this music video. He got a scar around his eye. He said he got it just because it looks cool. He spends his free time firing high-powered guns, driving fast cars, and battering heads in the bare knuckle fights in MMA. He's also one of the most inhumanly powerful deathcore screamers to ever touch a microphone. Heard it here first. This motherfucker, um, his growl is so low that, like I said, he does it at numerous shows I've seen footage of, but he will stand up on a riser with no mic and just scream into the crowd, and you can hear it many rows back. His qualities are magnified when he wears his custom-made Kit of Darkness mask, a flashy golden face covering with horns, crazy eyes, and teeth. I I guess the public persona of Alex is impenetrable, fearsome, but behind the mask lies Alexander Shikalai, a much more nuanced and complicated person. Where Alex Terrible will eagerly wrangle a gator or rile up Christian conservatives. Slaughter to Reveal have been targeted by Russia's government for promoting Satanism and violence. Alex will act fucking real shy at the chance if he gets to meet one of his musical heroes. I seen a video where Slaughter to Reveal met Corey Taylor. If he was shy, then he definitely plays it off well, because he didn't look shy to me. Alex and his band Slaughter to Prevail are as comfortable cruising the Russian countryside in tanks and firing bazookas as they are enjoying a day at the beach. He preaches a lifestyle of strength and discipline, but spent years homebound by debilitating anxiety. He claims his world philosophy is for everyone to respect and love each other. I concur. But he's also a instigator, posting confusing at best, offensive at worst rants on social media about various world issues. But so who the fuck is Alex Terrible? And who the fuck is Alexander Shikolai? Um, them deathcore fucking shit starters, also known as pussy ass keyboard warriors. Probably some jacked up gun toting adrenaline junkies with some questionable worldviews. Alex and three of his bandmates moved from Russia to Orlando in the summer of 2022, but recently moved to Hollywood, Florida. It's a heavy Russian community and about 40 minutes outside of Miami. Alex is happy to be back to be in the US, but he is already sick and tired of the hustle and bustle of metropolitan life. Get used to it. He said he just wants to move to the forest. Just leave me alone, he jokes. Not to bring any fucked up humor into this, Alex, but you know who else lived in the woods by himself? The Unabomber, Teddy Kaczynski. It's a small comment that speaks to a much larger tension in the dual life of Alex, the humble introvert, and Alex Terrible, the boisterous deathcore singer. But if you step away from the terrible Shikalai nest for a second, here's one clear fact. Slaughter to Reveal are fucking crushing it. They're one of the leading bands in this new wave of deathcore, currently boasting more Spotify listeners than Mona Shore and Whitechapel. They're on the precipice of breaking into the next genre of heavy music and have big aspirations for their new, as yet untitled third studio album to follow up to 2021's Costellum, which is slated to arrive in the first half of 2024. Along with their increasing popularity, Alex himself has become something of an internet celebrity, believe it or not. He got 1 million Instagram followers and over a million subscribers on his YouTube channel. So, congrats. 5 years into the future, let's jump. He definitely sees Slaughter to Reveal being at least Gojira level. Gojira level? You've been past that. You're fucking like Suicide Silence level, bro. However, he's not so sure that he wants the fame that comes with it. I don't blame him. He said he's not a perfect man. He makes mistakes. Can't handle all situations. I concur. Sometimes he posts stupid shit on his Instagram stories, and after 2 days, he's like, 100,000 people watch my stories. Maybe I said I got something wrong with me upstairs. What makes him such a huge figure is that part of his tough guy persona is a theatrical act. Some of it is the real deal. Where you fight MMA, you're the real deal. You wrestle fucking 600-pound animals. You're the real deal. For the first few years of Alex's life, he lived in a small Russian village that he describes as poor, dangerous, and tough. Well, here in the States, we call them places the ghetto. But anywho, when he was in preschool, he was already becoming a troublemaker. He remembers being 3 years old and sneaking off into the woods with some kids to smoke cigarettes and cause mischief. 3? You were 3? I don't think I'm of the JJ, but I don't think I started smoking until 14, 15. His long hours disappearance set off a neighborhood search party led by his parents. When he finally came home, his father was pissed. He fucked him up pretty bad after that, he said. But when Alex was in his teens, he attended a military school that he calls a fucking prison for children. And before he got the taste for metal and alternative culture, he remembers looking at people with tattoos and piercings as satanic. We all are. No, I'm kidding. Eventually, a classmate introduced him to Suicide Silence and Bring Me the Horizon, and he was hooked. 2 weeks later, he decided to try vocals himself, and Ollie Sykes became his style icon. It's a hell of a style icon. Ollie's fucking phenomenal. But he said he wanted to look like him. Uh, he's somewhat of an introverted guy, he said. He just doesn't want to bother people. But throughout high school, Alex put some effort into starting a band, but spent most of his time hanging out and drinking. By 19, he graduated to harder stuff and was smoking mephedrone and other synthetic drugs every fucking day with a small group of friends who are now either dead or in jail. One day, his risky lifestyle caught up with him, and he OD'd. He remembers lying on his back for 5 hours, his irregular heartbeat, feeling like his heart was going to burst out of his fucking chest. He physically recovered, but was mentally broken for the next 6 years. Anxiety and depression overtook him, and he became an antisocial hermit who rarely left the house. He said, and I quote, "I've had bad panic attacks every fucking day." He says, I was afraid to die all the time. I can honestly say I don't believe I smoke a lot of weed though, and I have my whole life, but I've never had a panic attack. I've seen people and people have described them to me, and I never felt. Don't believe so. Knock on wood. Uh, the one positive of those housebound years of Alex put loads of time into becoming a deathcore vocalist. He started his own YouTube channel where he posted extreme metal vocal covers and began to gain a audience. A few days after his initial conversation, but that version of Alex, sickly, scared, and depressed, definitely hard to imagine while speaking with the grinning, confident attitude that we all see. In some ways, he said throwing on a mask is what brought him over to the light. When he was asked on Slaughter to Prevail's new album, he didn't hesitate. He said that he wants to be a huge band, so it's not going to suck. Slaughter to Prevail wants to be a group with more mass appeal, and there's no doubt that Alex has the star power and personality to get them there. In August 2023, he caused controversy once again when he waded into the LGBTQ discourse on Instagram by repeating an unproven right-wing talking point that children are being brainwashed and changing their gender. Alex is aware that the more attention he draws to himself online, the more money he makes. He sells copies of his band's masks for like $180 a fucking pop and says that the steady business is what affords him his sports car and his AKA AK-47 lifestyle. But beyond his hobbies, he wants to be able to provide for his wife, who is attending college back in Russia, and his future kids. But along with pragmatic approach to marketing the Alex Terrible character, he also seems tired by the effects of being a provocative public figure. Hey guys, that's all I got for you. Like always, if you like what you've seen, like what you heard, like spending some time with your boy Billy Chuck, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, leave me some comments. I don't care if you're a fucking asshole. Show me some love. Peace.